guys, it is Kayla Waller with Waller Adventures, and we got invited to visit Pastor Sarah's garden. This garden was actually created by Rob Greenfield. He is a permacultural gardener. If you want to know more about that, I will put a link to the permacultural video up here at the top. So Pastor Sarah took us around the garden and showed us all the native plants to Florida. And I also got some clippings from those plants, so I am going to try and grow them here, and I will make videos on how well they grow and the process of harvesting them and everything that goes along with them. So like the permaculture in Florida video, this video is a little longer than what I normally make my videos, but bear with me, there is a lot of good information in here about the native plants in Florida that you can grow in your garden. Also in the description, I will put a link to Rob Greenfield's page so you can check all his stuff out. So I hope you learn a lot from this video and all the native plants in Florida. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Ta-da! Here you go. Thank you. So you just, and this doesn't actually, it looks like it has spines, but it doesn't actually.
They're fake spines.
They're fakey spines. They fake you out. They're not actually sharp. So there you can see them kind of on that one a little bit, but they're
soft. But you do want to take them off if you cook.
Yeah, you just kind of scrape them off a little bit. Scrape off any spinies, anything that's sticking out, and you cook it in a little bit of oil on a pan or on a grill, and it will turn that like dark green,
kind of like how asparagus or
like dark like cooked asparagus color, and that's how you know it's done. And it's a little mucusy like okra, but it's still very tasty, and it's like a good meat alternative.
We had it on tacos.
Yeah,
it was really good on tacos.
So like slicing it up thin is kind of a way to, I think, reduce some of the texture weirdness.
Yeah,
but it's very tasty.
Put this with the popolo on a taco.
There are some recipes that I've seen for like a salad that's with this, and corn, like Mexican corn and Nepali cactus, and maybe tomato. That looks pretty good too. So I haven't tried that. So that's the Nepali cactus. So this is roselle, also known as Jamaican sorrel, or Florida cranberry is another name it goes by. It's in the hibiscus family. So people who've had like hibiscus tea at Starbucks or Jamaican sorrel tea, it's a very traditional tea. This is what it's made from. So this is annual, so you got to plant the seeds every year. Unlike this, that will just keep growing and you just take cuttings, this behaves very differently. This also gets these pods, which is what you get the tea from, but they're so tiny, it's not worth it. So this, you just eat the leaves, throw it in stuff, super delicious. Super high in vitamin C, just like these are. So this you grow from seed. This reseeded itself. I had a big bush last year. So and these leaves taste tasty as well. They taste like that. They have lots of flavor. So it flowers like that. And then after it flowers, it produces these calyxes, and the seed pod is inside these. You have a dehydrator. I snip a whole bunch of these, and I throw them in the dehydrator just like this and let them most of the way dehydrate, and then it'll kind of get almost dry and sticky like a fruit roll-up kind of a feel, and then it peels off whole off of the seed pod. There's actually a seed pod in here, but you can also just peel them off like that. What? You get the name why it's called Florida cranberry, right? I actually made cranberry sauce with these before.
Oh wow.
Just peel these off, and you can make jams and jellies from them. You can do all sorts of stuff. So you can see an undeveloped seed pod. If you let these just go, it'll eventually dry up. This part will start getting darker and darker and dry up, and the seed pod will turn brown and split open, and the seeds are inside there. So it's got a few layers to it. This right here is toilet paper plant. Yeah, so that's not the proper term. A still common name, but more proper term is blue spur flower. But it's perfect for toilet paper. It's in the mint family. It feels super soft and smells amazing.
Oh, wow.
I smell your hand now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just has a will to live and grow. You can throw a stick of it on the ground somewhere and it will start growing. So you see the bananas over there. We got a couple different kinds of bananas. After a banana tree has produced a stalk of bananas, it will never produce again. Cut that baby down, let it mulch it into where the babies are growing, and let them keep going. Circle of life.
Do we have one that can be chopped?
No, not right now.
Okay.
This is another thing that's happy to grow from cuttings. And if you process them properly, you can eat the leaves. That's a very common, like Southern and African, and it comes from Africa that they knew how to do it. Traditional food thing. And then also the roots, the cassava, you might know it by another name, tapioca.
Oh.
So cassava, powdered, actually makes tapioca. So there's a big root under there, and you can do lots of stuff. It's a super starchy root. So there's different things you can eat. So that's another perennial edible spinach that grows year round. And it starts just finding its way everywhere. And you can just break off the top of that and plant it. This is more goldenrod. I'm just letting it grow places. It's a really great pollinator plant. And it's a native pollinator. But it takes a long time. This is popcorn Cassie. It's another pollinator that I got growing multiple places. So I try to make sure there's plenty of stuff for the pollinators to enjoy. This is an tropical porterweed, coral porterweed. I really love it. It's beautiful, but it's so large and it grows so fast because it's tropical. It's a bit invasive, which is why it's like taking over here. That's firebush. You can see how much all the pollinators and how many different kinds are on there. All right, here, get a nice close-up on it, and then what I want you to do is press gently with your hand on it. You see that? What happens?
Kind of stroke the spine of the plant.
Look at that. Do you see what it's doing? It's curling up. There, see, it's all curling up there. So it's very sensitive and responsive, but it will bounce back, no problem. It will uncurl. And it has those cute little puff balls. This is a native porterweed. You can see its relationship to the big one, to the big coral one. This one's going to stay about this size. It's not going to get any taller and bigger, which is how you know it's a native. So there's a tropical version of this one that looks like this one, but everything's slightly bigger. It's kind of the in-between of these two.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a tropical.
Oh, wow.
The moringa, nature's multivitamin. I feel like in Revelation, the end of Revelation, it talks about when God comes to earth and the heavenly city. And there's a part that talks about a river, and there's trees that line it. And the trees whose leaves are for the healing of the nations. That's how the scripture phrases it. And I am trained in the Bible, but I have no real expertise to say. But I would like to think if there was that tree, if it existed now, it is moringa. Because these leaves are like a superfood multivitamin. They can grow in sandy soil, no problem. I don't know where they get the nutrients from. It's a mystery to me. They pull them out of the air, straight from God, I don't know. But you gotta pull off some leaves and try them. All right, so this Malabar spinach here is very tasty too. This is another perennial spinach. It's a vine. Okay, this is the over 2-year-old ghost pepper. But you should feel free to take as many peppers as you want from.
Can you guess where the pineapples were on these? There were pineapples on here.
One right there.
Uh-huh.
And one right there.
Uh-huh. We had a couple pineapples come off of these after a couple years.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then in front of that is another very common Florida one, aloe. Right there, that's what you rub on for your sunburns or as a lotion. Makes a good lotion. You see we have some other bananas. We're not doing any maintenance on those ones. But we're kind of hoping they get enough water. But they really need nutrients too. So you can kind of see the difference, same kind of bananas up at front. You need to give them a little love and attention. for them to really take off. Those are the same age as those other bananas. And this one is a Suriname cherry. So it's not making any right now, even though we have some flowers. So maybe we'll get some. Oh yeah, no, it is. Sure, come over and look. They're just not red and ripe yet, but you can see. And these are real sweet cherries.
Did you like that gardening video? Then check us out on our YouTube channel at Waller Adventures. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified on when we post more videos. Also check us out on our Facebook page and on our Instagram page. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you real soon.